All right, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Atomic Diecast. And today we're going to review the Hot Wheels 1947 Chevy Fleetline. This casting has been around 22 years now. It came out in 2024. And they did make some changes to it in 2022, which, basically it was really only one change. The window, the front window shade that you see, that green piece that's protruding over the glass, originally that was not part of the metal casting. It was a piece of plastic that they painted, or I should say it was actually monochrome plastic that protruded from under the top of the windshield from inside the car. And in 2022, for whatever reason, I guess maybe to simplify production, they basically made it or formed it into the metal casting itself. But that was the only change that they made in 2022. Really, if you look at cars pre-2022 and post-2022, they look identical. It's just when you focus on that one little piece of the car, which again is the shade over the front glass, that you'll notice a small difference. Now, they've made many versions of this casting since '04. Too many really to go over. Most of them were mainlines, but there were some notable exceptions to that. In 2009, they did it as part of the Classics series, and those were shot with Spectraflame paint, which is really nice. I believe the colors that they did that year were yellow, purple, and they did a steel blue. In 2014, it was part of my favorite all-time Hot Wheels series, which was the Cool Classics, and it was done in Spectra Frost, which is a matte version of Spectraflame, and it was magenta. They did a Rod Squad edition in 2022, which was done in flat black with the Moon Eyes Speed Products logo on the side. That was really cool. And then they did it in 2024 as a treasure hunt, and it was a classic police car. It was black and white, and it had a police badging on it. I really liked that. And then lastly, they did it in 2000, I think it was 2005, as the Holiday Rods. I forgot about that one. It was more of a Christmas series. The tampoing didn't necessarily have holiday spirits on it, but the car did. It had like Christmas themes and, garland and Christmas trees. It was pretty neat. So the original 47 Chevy Fleetline was popular for customization. A lot of guys back in the day chopped the roof. They would French the headlights, which is basically inserting the headlights deeper into the body. And they also upgraded the motor. The original engine was a 216 cubic inch Blue Flame inline six, which made about 90 horsepower, which wasn't bad for its era, but it wasn't powerful either. A lot of folks would upgrade that to more larger displacement inline sixes, like the 235 or the 261, and of course, people absolutely would stuff V8s in these. They had a really long nose to them, so it was easy to put a bigger V8 in there, whether it be a small block or even a big block. So this casting is one I really like. I've always liked the look of it, but this one in particular, which again came out, this is a 2025 model. Or I'm sorry, actually this is a 2026, I stand corrected, is in Fern Green, which is a color I really like. A lot of people call it mint green, but Hot Wheels actually denoted it as Fern Green. And the car has really cool wheels. You can't see the rear one because of the paneling over the side, but Hot Wheels used the code WWB5SP, which really is just more or less a black 5-spoke 5SP with white wall trim. And a lot of cars back in that era had white walls, of course, so it's only natural that Hot Wheels would do that on this. The tampoing is very custom, similar to the sort of graphics that people did probably more in the 60s and beyond. I don't think a lot of folks in the 50s or late 40s were doing this type of pinstriping or whatnot. Not at least not this type of striping, but it really looks good on the car. Hot Wheels, I think, wisely used chrome for the base. That formed the grille. It formed the rear bumper. It definitely gives the car some pop in terms of the visual. The interior you can't see. They use dark glass, but also because the hood line is so low, you really can't see much of what's in there. I did shine a flashlight in. I didn't see any Easter eggs or anything that would really make it stand out. And the dashboard is pretty basic, but overall, still a really, really good car. The paint on this one's clean. The tampoing is clean. There's one tiny little speck on the left side of the door where the tampoing didn't come through all the way. I don't know if you can see that or not, but you have to look really, really close to pick up on that. And so overall, I think the delivery was outstanding. So I'd give this a very high rating, and we're going to see what it does on the track here in a minute. Oh, and before we do that, I did weigh it. As usual, I'd like to tell you the weight of these cars. 34 grams, metal body, plastic base, pretty much in line with what you would expect from a mainline. Okay, here we go with the roll test. I got the little wheels limbered up. This one's pretty low. I don't know if the front bumper is going to clear the transition or not. So here we go. Wow, okay, 3.5. I'm impressed. Try it again. 3.5 again. It pulled to the left side, rubbed a little bit, but it still made it to 3.5. All right, and even a little bit further. Can't quite reach 4, but I'd say 3.5 is strong. It's a good roller, great casting. I really recommend this one if you can find it. Should be in the stores now. And yeah, I've seen a few of these. I've got one unopened, one opened. So if you can find this one, I definitely recommend it. And thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.